You've been in a serious accident, don't know where to turn to get your life back on track, and that's where a personal injury lawyer can help. And we've got an expert, actually two experts right here from Neinstein. Thanks so much for joining us. You guys specialize in this stuff.
Thanks for having us.
So Rose Lito, thanks for joining us, and Ruth Fernandez as well. As we're going to talk about avoiding these kind of situations, but also there's been many changes in tort law and other personal injury law here in Canada, which is certainly a different situation than across the border. And of course, even the optics of it, because they're so, it's more litigious across the border, but also just in terms of the advertising, it's so aggressive, but that perception is correct. There is much more in terms of claims across the border, isn't there?
There absolutely is, and you hear a lot in the media about the amounts of claims, and in Canada, claims are limited. So we don't see the same numbers as we do in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Let's break it down just in terms of the criteria with personal injury.
So to make a claim, a tort claim for personal injury, you have to have a threshold of a serious and permanent impairment. So there has to be some permanence to your injury, some scarring, permanent injuries, stuff that's not going to go away in time, and that has affected your life in a serious way.
And your money earning capability.
Absolutely. So that's one of the major factors we look at, someone's ability to return to the same job, to be gainfully employed, and to support their family.
Mm-hmm. In Canada, is it usually, is it the gamut in terms of injuries, but is it largely, what are you seeing in terms of claims? Can you give us?
You see everything from whiplash and muscle strain up to full brain injury and paraplegia and quadriplegia, full gambit.
Now there has been changes as well. Now let's talk about some of the thresholds.
So one of the major changes that we've seen recently is with the accident benefits, and that being the insurance companies have reduced the amount of money people could get for treatment, so $3,500 for minor injuries, and they've reduced the maximum claims in non-catastrophic injuries to $50,000, and that's not a lot of money when someone needs some medical and rehabilitation.
No, it's not. That'll burn up very fast.
Very quickly.
Yeah. Now, in terms of larger claims and deductibles, is there anything we need to know in terms of that?
No, well, mostly for tort claims, you're limited to the policy limits, and most people in Ontario at least have at least $1 million, and we see that that's not always enough money. So,
again, yeah, because there's huge costs involved.
Right, so people should consider when assessing their policies whether to increase their limits to have more available to them.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's been many cases where, you see you're in the front lines of this and you can just see how fast that money goes and how huge these claims are.
Right.
So there's lots of information online, and we'll get the website up on screen, but Ruth, we have you here as well, because avoiding claims like this, starts with prevention, and you're an expert on that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Heading into a long weekend, we always advise people to be extra careful while driving to the cottage or to a fun activity. We want people to be really alert, and prevention is a huge part of not getting involved in a collision. So while people are on the highway, we're encouraging them to yield the right of way, or signal properly while making lane changes. We also want people to be extra careful while driving around trucks or cars pulling trailers with boats and that sort of thing.
Because it's that split-second moment, that changes a lifetime. And I know, Neinstein, you're very proactive just in terms of brain injury conferences and that sort of thing. Actually, we should mention too, there's actually an app that you guys are developing.
Right, at Neinstein & Associates, we've recently developed an app for people that may be involved in collisions. It's something that you can upload to your iPhone or your Android phone, and it takes you through the entire process. It'll give you some background on our firm. It takes you to a section of the app where you can create a report, take pictures, perhaps take a video of what's happened, the actual collision. And once you're ready to submit, it goes directly to our firm, and it's a free consultation, so everybody can feel that.
And anything that streamlines the process, because
absolutely,
when it's needed, it's
an overwhelming process, and we want people to feel a little bit more secure in knowing that their information is going to the right hands.
What we need to remember is that we provide free consultations, so money should never be an issue for anyone looking for advice over the telephone. It's not a concern. We have a toll-free number on our website, so long-distance charges don't need to be incurred, and we travel throughout all of Ontario to see our clients.
Okay, and of course you specialize in this. This is personal injury is what you do.
We are only devoted to personal injury.
Right. Neinstein.com, there's a website right there. Rose Lito, Ruth Fernandez, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So yeah, and safe driving all summer long.